grateful, having a good time.
Multi-ethnic worship, but today we're going to dig into the how. So the deep intentionality, the spiritual cost required for true reconciliation. Nick, we're really glad that you came back for part 2.
Thanks for the invitation. Yeah, it's
amazing.
I like the applause, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Button.
I know, right?
Let's level up.
Nick. All right, man.
What up, man?
So last time we were here, you know, we kind of scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into the trenches. You know, just to talk about how beautiful a unified picture on a Sunday morning is entirely, it's entirely different to live it. Reconciliation required to make that picture true, to make that actually happen. So, yeah, man, thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
Glad to.
And we left off talking about the difference between the crowd and a community, you know, like just having people in the room as opposed to really coming together.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to hold back, and we're just going to dive right into the tension today. All right. So everybody buckle up. Let's get going.
All right. Is everybody buckled?
I got my waiters. I brought my waiters with me. Let's get in.
Oh, man.
So Nick, last episode you mentioned, which has been sticking with me, that we can't be antagonistic towards diversity Monday through Saturday and expect to flip the switch on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that implies a massive need for intentionality kind of 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about shifting from just having a diverse room to actively pursuing reconciliation through worship, what does that intentionality actually look like on the ground?
First of all, I want to say thank y'all again for letting me come back.
Thanks for coming back.
I
you hung out with us and then you came back. So.
I had a ton of fun. You know, I like we're kind of talking about like how, right? Like, what does this look like? In some ways, I think about this as being like we're talking about incarnational ministry, embodied values. It's one thing to think a thing, to feel a thing, to believe a thing. It's another thing to do a thing, right?
Right.
So I keep thinking like this. I don't want to do esoteric big picture stuff. I want to like talk for real, something you can do when you stop listening to this podcast today.
Yeah.
Be curious. I know it's like this Ted Lasso, be curious, not judgmental thing.
It's a good word, though.
You can show up with biscuits. You can show up with those biscuits for me. I'll take the biscuits. I think curiosity is like this incredible value that I don't know that we talk about enough, or that we're leaning into expressions of curiosity. The thing that's so cool about following Jesus is curious and cares about every person. Yeah. And I'm using curious and care back and forth. Curiosity means, we were talking about the dying to yourself thing. This is that Philippians 2 piece that's embodied. This is why Philippians 2 is so key to the conversation of heading towards Revelation 7. The Philippians 2 thing is not about me, not about my rights, not about my status, not about me. It's like the Toby Keith song, I want to talk about me, talk about mine. You know, I want to talk about you. I want to talk about yours. I want to know you. Tell me one thing that I don't know about you, man. In some way, that offers me an opportunity to steward your story well. my choice to be curious is in fact an act of care, because care is about carrying. I want to carry something. And in this way, I don't know what could be more loving to say, Gary, I want to carry a piece of you in my heart. Twan, dude, I know a little bit about you, but tell me more, because you are a person of value, worth, and dignity that I should love more and know more. Jen, I don't know you all that well. Man, I'd love to hear about where you're from and how you grew up, or what was your favorite thing? Like, we're all in the same graduating class. What was it like where you were from? Those, and I know it may sound overly simplistic, but I cannot think of anything that has meant more to me in my life than a person saying, tell me what it was like growing up in Georgia. Or, man, class of 98, bro, what was your prom like?
Oh,
These aren't hard things. They're very simple things. In my mind, this is how we build bridges. All the stuff that's in between us to keep us disconnected and allow us to feel apart from each other, because we can easily be gathered in the same room but still feel apart from each other. There's a difference between being a communitatis, a community, and just a gathering. So many churches just, sorry, no judgmental language. There is a temptation and an opportunity to just be an ecclesia, just be a gathering of people. As opposed to getting deeper into it by becoming a community. Community means I'm connected to. And I think that's one of the things I loved about my little church where I grew up. People would move from the back row to the front row to connect with somebody. And somebody would go from the right side of the building to the left side of the building to connect with somebody. Somebody they didn't see who was serving in the fellowship hall all through the 9:30 service for the 12 o'clock lunch. The ushers at the back of the building receiving people would go to the kitchen and making a connection with Sister Curtis or Sister Hamilton or so forth and so on, Sister Knight. So for me, Brother Ralph was curious about how Sister Knight was doing. And that required him to walk 450 feet from one side of a building to another side of the building. And that's not hard stuff. That's simple stuff. I care about what's going on with you. I want to carry what your experience is, because I think knowing about your experience enriches my experience. So in a way, it's kind of selfish still, but at least another person is the object of your love and the object of your affection and your attention.
I think there's some fear in that too, though.
Oh,
when you're trying to get to know people, some people are afraid to ask the simple questions. And so we have all of these murky things in the middle, like you said, building a bridge. And I have a similar, raised the same way in a church where we was at church all day, and all of it wasn't just church. It was just,
fellowship.
Sunday school. Fellowship. We eating. Can we just go home?
Yes.
But so I guess my question or thoughts would be, how do we do that in a very diverse church where you have a lot of people that aren't from the same communities? And so especially with worship, how do people are curious about, what kind of music do you like? Or, those simple questions. And sometimes people are afraid to say the wrong thing.
That's true.
Or they don't understand. And so we have to just kind of, that's why I was scripturally, it's telling us, we got to die to ourselves and care about what the other person wants.
That whole, I think there's legit anxiety. I had a mentor tell me this maybe right before COVID or right around the time COVID started. The church system, because it's a family system, is an emotional system. And I would say, man, it feels like sometimes the prevailing emotion is not love, amorous connection, fire down below. It's anxiety, bro. It's just straight up anxiousness. We always talk about this anxious generation, anxious systems. Church system is an anxious system. And I think anxiousness is driven by fear. I might mess up. I might make a mistake. I might misstep. I may not say the right thing. I want to engage the conversation, but I don't know if I should say ghetto or hood or neighborhood. Or, I'm sorry.
You never know what's going to
I'm not trying to pick. I'm just saying these are real things. I mean, was yours a neighborhood or hood or ghetto or, people don't know what to say. And for me, well, we are God's people. We are people of grace and mercy. And as much as I need grace and mercy extended to me, what would it look like in a practical way, in a how kind of way, if I gave twice as much as I needed? Like, what if I gave twice as much grace, twice as much mercy as I need to somebody else?
Yeah.
I don't know that this is exactly what the scripture means when it says honor one another above yourselves, never be lacking in zeal, keep your spiritual fervor. I don't know if that's exactly what it means, but I think the principle applies. The principle is broad enough that, hey, you know what? I know Twan was trying to scoot by and go say hi to somebody else, but he stepped on my J's. This ain't the moment
That's
to call him
terrible.
to the carpet about stepping on my J's.
I got big feet. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry you can't tiptoe around, you know. Just like the mess ups and mistakes, missteps, that's going to happen. That's just normal. Human beings are imperfect. Hello. I don't know if you knew that. But like, because I'm aware of my own imperfections, wouldn't it be just nice, normative, Christian, to give a wide berth for other people who make mistakes too?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I'm going to probably need it myself.
Yeah.
So as the Bible says, give and it shall be given to you, a good measure, pressed down and running over. So if I know that I need a lot, I should give a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that sounds real good, Nick.
It's all
That
Christianese.
sounds so
That
nice.
sounds real good.
Okay.
Well, it's
But
the gospel. That's the point. It's the good news of the gospel.
it is.
There's a but. There's a but.
That's awesome.
As somebody
Okay.
that, you know, that used to take offense to anything. Like if somebody listened to a hip hop song, like, Gary, you probably like this, don't you? Like, why? No, I grew up listening to Conway Twitty. Leave me alone.
Conway
Conway.
Twitty.
Bro, that's old school.
I love it. You
But
went
certain
back.
things like that, when people assume
Yeah.
certain things and it could be true. I'm
Hold
like,
on, hold on. What's your favorite Conway Twitty song?
Don't get me.
Okay.
Hello, darling. It's good to see you. We're gonna get copyright struck for that.
We gave credit to
There we go.
Yeah.
We know who it's from.
Brother Twitty.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right. But check this, right? That does all sound nice and good and sweet. But what happens when the person who's being curious and looking out for everybody and giving extra, dying to themselves, feels like, man, I'm losing myself in this. They don't play any of my songs anymore.
Like their cultural identity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
doesn't even look like church I remember.
Yeah.
And because, everything's changing now.
Like, where's the balance?
Right.
The line. Yeah.
So are we getting into the Black Protestant conversation today?
Whatever
Are
you
we?
want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that where we
there's
going?
I don't know.
Look
If
like
if that's what came up for you, then
This is the Black Protestants leaving white churches conversation.
okay.
No, for real. Though, just backing up to our own specific thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I have some sympathy. I'm not unsympathetic. And I told you I have friends who I'm really close with, and we disagree about these kind of things all the time. I guess let me choose my words carefully, not be a jerk. I don't cry a lot of tears about disappearing. And I'm
Okay.
not talking about self-erasure. I'm not talking about whitewashing, color blindness, or any of those other buzzy words that can stir up emotion or feel like they're dignity stripping, value stripping things. I think there is something that's higher than affirming my own Blackness or Latino-ness or whiteness or, APA, wherever you fall on the ethnographic spectrum, I guess. There is something above that that's higher than Blackness, higher than whiteness, higher than Latino, whatever else, Hispanic. There's Christ. This Christian culture that's becoming Christ. There is no mandate in the scriptures for me to become more rooted in my ethnos. There is something that transcends the ethnos thing. And like, to me, some of these conversations are, man, like side quests that are unworthy of the actual calling to become like Christ. Christ doesn't call us to disappear or erase ourselves. They were still Galilean. According to the Bible, when they heard people talk, people still recognized they were Galilean.
Yeah.
And when Peter is out here cussing and acting crazy, people say, hey, ain't you from Galilee? Ain't you one of them? You was with Jesus because you sound like him. You sound like where you're from. And for me, that sounds like pretty good news to me.
Yeah.
That I don't have to lose myself to become more like Christ.
Yeah.
But there is some element of becoming like Christ that transcends just where I'm from and my talk style and who my experiences. So I find myself caught in two minds on this, because while I want to affirm the dignity, the story, the value of every single person, that might become idolatry. To some degree. Whiteness, blackness, whatever your thing is. And I'm not trying to be dismissive of the other things. I just don't know the language to say, and I don't want to be offensive. Don't be coming for me. I'm telling you,
you can reach him at Nick.
I'm ignorant.
Nick.
You can message me, DM me. I want to know. I want to learn. I'm curious. I just don't know, so I shouldn't say nothing. We don't have to disappear. Matthew was still a tax collector. The whole story is written around identifying him as himself. Peter gets his name changed, but his cousin still lets people know where he's from. Doubting Thomas. Nobody lost themselves in the pursuit of becoming more like Christ. And to me, that's what dignity looks like in a Christian world.
Yeah.
I didn't lose who I am. I am still myself. And it feels to me that so much of the conversation is disappearance, erasure, code switch. And I don't think that's the way of Christ. The way of Christ is a fully integrated self. Not disintegrated where I have to be this person over here and that person over there. I can only be known by my blackness in one space, or known by my profession in another space. Or I don't see that as being the goal.
Doesn't sound like unity.
No, that sounds like code switching, conformist. Sorry. I'm gonna say it. Dang it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That sounds like America, not the church.
Yeah. It is.
That sounds like America, not the church, where I have to leave some part of myself out to be included in. That sounds like America. In the Christian church, in the Christian community we read about in the first century and the second century of the church, through the writings that we have, these people were still Jewish and Christian.
Right.
These people were still Gentile and Christian. These people were still African and Christian. These people were Asian and Christian. They didn't become something other. They became something more. And the becoming something more doesn't mean you have to lose some of yourself. If it ain't sinful, then you get to keep it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to bury it, hide it, tuck it away. Sorry, it's probably strong, but like.
Well, so you're saying that, like, if there is a member of a church community that feels like they're having to code switch a lot, or when they are their true selves, they're getting shut down. What's the next step for them? You know what I'm saying?
Press on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep on going. This is one of the best. I mean, I wish we had more Christian teaching around this. Day 6. We need a day 6 theology of humanity and what it means to be Christian and human and all the other stuff. Day 6, God's made all this stuff, mountains and trees and oceans and fish and birds. God's made all this incredible things. And he's like, good. Oh, so good. Good. Day 6, very good. Wow. Sorry. My emotions like jumping into the charts right now.
Yeah.
If God says that this thing I have made is very good, then who are you to say it's bad?
Right.
Align with God. Agree with God. Don't agree with culture that tells you that being a white woman in this world is or being a black man in this world is oh, these Latinos, blah, blah, blah. Forget that. Who gets to decide who you are? God does. God said, day 6, very good. Who cares what anybody else says? I can't say what I was going to say. That'd be bad. God says very good. I agree with God. I implore you. I beseech you by the mercies of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Agree with God.
Yeah.
Reconcile. Reconcile to what God's point of view is, and stop letting something that's below the standard, something substandard, replace the standard. We want to talk about erasure, displacement, disappearing. God's standard is here.
Yeah.
Stop accepting, co-signing, and agreeing with standards below God's standard. To So when he says, I'm making one humanity out of the two, God is saying, I'm in an integrating move. I'm not in a disintegrating. I'm not into tearing things apart. I'm not here to separate things up like you do your Tupperware and your boxes in your garage. We don't have Christmas stuff over here and summer stuff over here. God says it's all stuff and it's all good. And I'm putting it all together. So I think the move is to say, I first am going to personally agree with God about who God says I am. Nobody at church, nobody outside the church gets to say who I am, what my value is, what my dignity is. I agree with God. And when I stand strong, 10 toes down on that, that's actually a public witness.
Yeah.
To say, I won't let you tell me I'm bad.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you. So that's also a witness too.
And it sounds like, because you mentioned reconciliation, if we're going to sum up what we just talked about, it sounds like we're saying reconciliation can cost us our preferences, but in that process, it buys us the kingdom.
Yeah.
And when we lay down our comfort, we pick up our cross. So let's talk about leadership. Last time you used a really good analogy. You called worship leading cruise directing. You remember that? So you have to give the congregation instructions so they know how to engage with God's vision. So what does that look like to practically disciple a congregation from the platform week to week?
Well, first thing a cruise director does, they always make people feel welcome. Yeah,
that's true.
They say, we're so glad you're all here. Right?
Yeah, they do.
First thing, oh, guys, we're about to have our, what do you call it? The push-off party? What do they call it when you leave the dock? I forgot whatever it is. The first thing they do is set a welcoming, hospitable environment, and they invite everybody to party immediately and get to know your people. Like, that's like the best part of worship leading for me. Yo, it's a joy to be in God's house. Tell people what the vibe is. Tell people what this moment is. Tell people this is the time to be connected with God and with each other. That's where worship starts. It doesn't start when we start singing. It doesn't start when the preaching starts. It doesn't start when your act of worship was getting up, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, getting the kids ready, fighting with them for 15 minutes, getting in the car and driving. Every single one of those things is an act of worship. The worship leader's job is to honor all of those premeditated actions, even before you get into the space, and say, we're so glad you're here. Now, let's push off this boat from the dock and let's have a party for Jesus. Right. Let's go. Steel drum band. So for me, the worship leader's job is to set the atmosphere and say, this is a celebration that honors God, and we're going to honor each other in this space.
So how do you train? So let's really get into it now. How do you train your team? And that's musicians, the vocalists, that's the light, that's the whole
apparatus.
The whole apparatus. Like, to adopt that, hey, we're on a platform. We're not on a stage. This is not a performance. And taking, like, because we get up, we have to get dressed, we have to get ready and get our hearts and our minds in a frame of worship, which I think, we could probably do a little bit better job sometimes of being intentional about it.
4:30 just comes early. It's hard to be intentional at 4:30.
Boy.
Wow, that is.
I didn't want to say it, but no, seriously, how do you go from that? It just being about making sure we're all hitting the right chords. Like, if you're doing it as it's on a chord chart, and all of these things that are so structured, and you have to get the team and the musicians to just worship, man. At the end of the day, this is not us performing. It may not be perfect. Like, how does that begin with you leading out those teams?
I would hope that my talk style, way of being, the way people interact with me, would tell them, would communicate to them from the get-go what this is and what it ain't. The music is important. Obviously, it's my job. It's what I do. It's how I make a living and take care of my family. But I think there is a, how do I say this? Sorry, this is bad for a podcast to be struggling over how to talk.
No, it's not. Take your time.
Good, man.
Yeah. Hey, we're at the table, man.
Yeah.
I feel like my first job is pastoring people, not worship. Like, pastoring people is like the number one job. And when the worship bit and the technical bits start supplanting that, then I've lost the plot. Everything else is busted from there. Because anybody can perform from the flesh and be excellent because you already have some type of gifting. But if there's no love behind it, it's a clanging cymbal, right? It might as well be all drums. It's all drums. So I hope that I'm worshiping well through my interpersonal connections Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
So that my worship on Sunday isn't false.
Mm.
I would hope that if people were asking something about me, does Nick love me? Do I feel love from my pastor? That people would say, yeah. And they could easily give you one or two things that I've demonstrated in the week, in their experience, in their life, that shows this person carries my heart well. This person carries my story well. They steward my story well. I think that's part of where the excellence comes from, though.
Yeah.
Banding together, the band, happens because we do life together off the platform.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
we have connection and we love each other deeply away from the building.
Mm.
And that's what I mean about this whole Monday through Saturday Christianity.
Yeah.
Sunday is only a rehearsing. And I mean rehearsal in the real war. Rehear.
Mm.
Rehearse. Rehear. It ain't hearing for the first time. And it isn't a generative dynamic thing that we've only experienced this one time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you've already got a phone call from me. You've already got a text message from me.
Yeah.
You've received an email from me. We might have ran into each other at the Kroger or the Costco. We're doing life for real, for real.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this past Sunday. Part of the why that worked is one of the people who it felt like she was delivering a Holy Spirit inspired performance is because she was up on a mountain in California days before that, praying to the Lord at the same cross that I pray out when I'm in California.
Mm.
And we texted about that.
Yeah.
And she was already feeling something building up from her life of worship before the Lord on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then what we received as a church on Sunday was just the last little bits.
Yeah.
Because it had already been building up and she had been pouring it out from Wednesday in California to a platform on Sunday morning. And maybe that's not true about everybody on the team, but I hope that's true about everybody on our team. If not today, a year from now.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of leading people well too, is like, I think in some ways I've been blessed in ministry because I try to connect with people and I try to be my real whole self with people in community when they're in the building on Monday at the Playscape or Tuesday at a recovery group or Wednesday for Bible study.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what helps my leadership because I'm not perfect and I mess up my guitar chords and I mess up my notes all the time, but I don't think I've become an ineffective leader in part because I'm trying to live a real life of worship in front of people Monday through Saturday. And I think that helps on Sunday.
I think as you mature and you get confidence in your identity in Christ, it helps you bring all that you have and you be your authentic self.
Yeah.
And I will admit, stepping into especially into this space, I was, 2 hours to get ready because I was like, I don't want to be too much Gary, but I want to be myself. I want to be comfortable. And it's like that too when you get on the platform. Like, I want to worship, but I'm going to worship how I've heard everybody receive it. And so now I'm thinking I have to be in this lane. Yeah. So I think it goes like good worship leaders, like you said, are sending that text message out, are pastoring to them, are making sure you're growing spiritually. And you can see it in people. I see it in folks all the time. I'm like, man, a couple of months ago, it was not.
Nope. It's amazing. Okay. There's I don't remember who the band is. There's a song, Sowing the Seeds of Love, Seeds of Love. That's your second copyright strike, by the way. That's your second one. Something about, is it Talking Heads? I don't know who it was, but David Byrne, maybe. Sowing the seeds of love yields a harvest of righteousness later. And you don't get it up front. You're sowing seeds of love is probably the most Christian, faithful, Jesus-like thing you can do. Because you have no idea. Like my daughter, she wants to grow an avocado tree. I'm like, yo, ain't gonna happen. We're gonna move from this house before that fruit shows up. That did not stop her from drying the avocado, prepping the thing, putting it in the space to be ready. And she's gonna plant the avocado tree. And we're never going, I can promise you this, we're never gonna eat that avocado tree. We're never gonna eat from it. We will have moved houses by it. I think it takes avocado trees 5 years for their first bloom, and then 2 years later for the first proper crop.
Yeah.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
But I love that my daughter is hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that my daughter has the faith to say, I'm going to sow this seed now, even if I don't get the direct benefit of it.
Right.
Bro, like I'm learning from my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is with God. And so it is in this act of love and reconciliation and unity and bridge building and setting the table and all that. Martha in the story is doing all this background process work. And I think that's where part of her frustration is.
Mm-hmm.
Martha in the story has all these background processes to set the table for others. I wonder, I don't know, this is not in the Bible. This is me just doing extra biblical stuff. So don't excommunicate me. I wonder if part of the frustration that Martha feels is that, number one, she's not going to get to sit down and enjoy the meal like other people are. You know, the closeness that her sister feels at the feet of Jesus happens because of Martha, but Martha will not get a chance to participate in that. And I wonder if that's part of the bitterness that she's experiencing. And I wonder, for the old time preachers I grew up listening to, who was the first people I heard teach sermons about reconciliation, maybe that was part of the bitterness they started to feel when they hit their mid-50s. After preaching the gospel for 25 years, trying to be faithful to the text, faithful to the community, faithful to God, they had not yet begun to see the fruit of their labor. And man, that makes me mad sad. But also, I want to say to them, like Timothy might say to Paul, I am your fruit.
Yeah.
I am now a farmer in the field myself because of what you did. I wonder what it's going to be like for our kids. We both have 16. Your son's 16 too?
Yep.
Yeah, both of us have the same age. And your son's 16 too?
Yeah.
Man, look at us. We getting big old dads.
You can leave me out of that conversation. I don't claim that title.
Yeah. No, but that means we also got old man strength. These young boys don't know.
The wisdom.
They don't know.
Right.
We got old man aches too.
I got old man ankles, old man knees, old man shoulder.
Just one.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, we are going to be planning, if we're faithful to God, faithfully aligned with his calling on our lives, we too are going to be planting seeds. And we're going to be faithful to farm and till and resource, enrich, and we're never going to get to eat the fruit of it.
Yep.
And we just got to be cool with that. Because I've resigned myself early. I committed early. If I get into ministry, I'm not going to become an old bitter dude when I hit my 60s.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah.
Sorry.
Definitely don't want to be bitter.
I'm off the rails again. My bad.
No, we're
No, you're
good.
not. No, you're
We're
not.
good. And so, all right. So we're sowing seeds, Nick.
Yeah.
We're out there doing the business. Worship leaders working on his people, talking to the crowd, helping everybody see the vision of this multicultural, ethnic worship church thing. What happens when you throw that song out there, or you're trying to have that moment and it goes out and goes, meh, meh. You know, like, and it's just this big mess up. Like it feels forced, or it feels like, oh, see, we got the right kind of people up here right now. Whatever the case may be, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah.
What happens then? What do we do? What does a worship leader do at that point?
Keep going.
Push on. That's the same answer.
I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
Like, the story of the parable, the seed and the sower, the success rate. I wish we would think about ministry like the MLB thinks about baseball.
Okay.
You strike out 1/3 of the time. You pop out, you ground out, you fly out 1/3 of the time. But if you get a hit 1/3 of the time, if your success rate is 33%, first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think we need bold, audacious, relentlessly committed leaders.
Yeah.
Bold. Bold is love. Audacious and ambitious, with an ambition that aligns with God. Fearless. Yes, this is going to cost me. This is going to hurt. That email is going to suck to read on Monday. But I'm still spreading the seed no matter what. In the parable of the sower, you got seed, good seed that lands in a great spot, and you get something good out of it. And even when the seed lands in a good spot, it might take forever to get the thing you want.
Yeah.
Now, okay, that could be discouraging enough. Oh yeah, there's also seed that falls in the wrong place. And it looked like it was going to be something, but it didn't work.
Right.
Or there was some seed that fell on another spot and it didn't do nothing. And then I might have actually got the seed in the right place and done all the right things with the right team, the right coalition, the right people, the right this. But there are also ravens who come along and steal the seed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Failure is normative. And I don't know,
That's
maybe this is what makes me bold. I know that I suck and I'm going to suck a lot. So I just keep trying. I'm hoping to bat 220. Get a couple timely singles when I need it, steal a couple of bases when I need to, and try not to get doubled up. That's it. That's my baseball game.
If you never take a pitch, you don't know. If you
That's
don't swing at it,
true.
you
That's
have
so
to
true.
Dude,
Yeah.
And for me, you know what? Only thing that drives me nuts in baseball, the dude who strikes out without swinging.
Yeah,
frozen pizza, bro. Frozen pizza. Yes, I know that it came out of the same arm slot. I know that it looked like it was the same pitch, but you ain't gotta stare at it. It might sweep away from you, but you should at least swing, bro. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I think if it comes from an authentic place, I think here's where people mess up, and I would say churches mess up because I've seen a lot of funny videos on on that. What's the TikTok thing?
TikTok?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, worship fells.
So I was thinking that, but it seemed like they just did something, and it was a performance. You could tell everybody uncomfortable.
Okay.
But if it comes from a place of, man, we truly believe this, and it's part of worship, and it may not sound like, if it don't sound like Kirk Franklin, I'm sorry. That's Kirk Franklin doing that.
That's Kirk being Kirk.
That's Kirk being Kirk.
Yeah.
Now, it's a little questionable, right? But, like dancing and sliding.
It ain't just dancing and sliding. It's the shoes he doing it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you have to, try.
It's a kind of mess up.
You have to try.
It is a mess up. Yes.
If it's a part of your congregation, if you look out at your congregation on a Sunday, and you want to be seen, you want people to feel seen.
Yeah.
And if it's people on your team that are like, hey, this is we talk about it all the time. What do you listen to? Who do you listen to? This and that.
Yeah.
And I'm usually the one that's like, who is that? I've never heard this song. Like,
Story of my life, bro.
It was like, what? It was like, it's big back in the 2000s. I was like, yeah, not mine. But we have to have the courage. And I think God calls us, like you said, that dying of yourself. Like, if you expect everybody to die of themselves, the same should be asked of you. Like, if somebody's constantly singing or playing something new that's unfamiliar and they're taking the time to learn that and prepare those, to me, it seems not that big of an ask to stretch the other way.
Yeah, that's the deal. Like the leader has to, I mean, that's what leading is, right? I will go first. Ooh. You want to pause?
No, we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the point of leadership is somebody's got to go first, right? Someone's got to be the first person to take a risk. Someone's got to be the first person to say, I'll be uncomfortable to try something, right? Even if I might fail, even if I might look bad, even if let's say ego death is like the first job, right? Mm-hmm. Ego death. You got to die to yourself, die to what you think is going to make you look good, die to what you think. I may not ever get applauded for this. No one may ever come up and say, good job, I'm glad you tried. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Go first. That's what leadership is. You got to go first. And if nobody follows you, you realize, hey, that didn't work. But I mean, again, we should build a culture. Like, this is what I love about the venture capital space and sales space where I used to be. Dude, 90% knows. 90% knows. But the 10% where I'm winning big.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I didn't study for ministry in a traditional seminary kind of setup, and I got led into this by God in a different way. I think it gives me a little bit of confidence because I had a different gig and was dependent upon other things working out, that trying new stuff isn't scary to me. Yeah. And that's not true. Sorry, that's a lie. That's not completely true. It ain't a whole lie, but it also ain't completely true. Doing new stuff and leading out is scary for me. But it ain't gonna get done if you don't go. Yeah. So who cares how scary it is or how bad people might talk about you or the email you might get on Monday? The mandate from God is go forward. Mm-hmm. Have I not, Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Only be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. The Lord God goes with you wherever you go. So we used to say this in college. Knowing this, I go forward with a spirit of expectancy, with confidence. I'm at peace with God and peace with myself. And I think that's like one thing that the leader has got to take on themselves as part of their own becoming and doing. We would say, be like Jesus by becoming and doing what Jesus did.
Yep.
Jesus had to lead people who totally disagree with him.
Oh, yeah.
The closest group, the group of 3. I ain't talking about the group of 12. I'm talking about the 3 people on the inside, Peter, James, and John. They ain't agree with Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
and that kind of leads us into the next section, because you're saying that leadership is an invitation. It's not just doing something. It's an invitation to do something. So when leaders pastor those moments between the songs, the congregation learns how to navigate that tension with grace.
Yeah.
So you've said that Sunday worship is just practice for how we live Monday through Saturday, or rehearing, rehearsing.
That's right. So
how does a culture of hospitality and multi-ethnic worship on Sunday actually change the way a congregation lives during the week, like practically?
I when I was a kid, first learning worship, learning how to lead worship, there's a guy at my church named Larry Knight, and he kind of hit me with my theology of worship when I was like in 6th grade or so. He said, "Man, we just gonna get this party started today, and we gonna keep it going all week long." And like, it sounds like such a flippant thing that a young leader would say to teenage boys that he's leading, but I totally believed him from the get-go. And Sunday for me, I feel like Sunday morning service, I used to cut grass. I had a grass cutting business with my brother when we were teenagers. Sunday morning for me is standing over the Briggs and Stratton mower, pouring in the gas, and then putting the effort to, and that thing gets rolling.
Yeah.
And then what's left to do? Look at the lawnmower and let it run where it's at? No. Pull the trigger, start walking. The grass don't cut itself, and cranking the engine wasn't the point. Worshiping well on Sunday at the house wasn't the point.
Yeah.
What do you do when you leave this house? You got to walk out that faith. Grab hold to that plow, or, the old folks say, grab the plow, boy, and don't let go. I'm just saying.
None of my old folks said that.
So you ain't grow up. You grew up in Florida. Y'all used to say that. I'm sure someone said.
Nobody said it to me.
Hold on to that plow, boy.
Maybe you
don't
were
let
already
go.
holding the plow. They didn't have to tell you.
Maybe so.
That's probably true about Twan's plow, man. Yeah. But like, for real though, just crank that motor, put your hands to the not plow, but to the handlebars.
Yeah.
Squeeze that thing and start walking it out.
Yeah.
After a few passes, you're gonna start seeing some change. The grass that was once high, unwieldy, with kookaburras and all sorts of stuff in it, all that's gonna start mowing down. And you know what the best part is? When you get halfway with a job, you look back over and you see those nice, clean, straight rows.
Right.
And you know what encourages me? Those rows. While I still got to take care of that over there.
Yeah.
So by the time
Helps you keep going.
That's exactly right. So
Right.
the Sunday morning gathering is a fire starter. We just cranking the engine here. But when we decide Sunday afternoon, that person was a real jerk to me while I was trying to do my grocery shopping, because everybody shops on Sunday afternoons. Why? Why,
I know.
Jesus? Why?
I know. Break it up, people.
You know what I get to do?
Yeah.
I get to put my hands, squeeze that bar, and start walking and plow some ground or lay down that grass. And you know what I can do when I get home and I'm doing my end of the night prayer reflection? I can look back on the couple of rows that I already took down on Sunday, and I can give thanks to God. I know I got a ton more work Tuesday, Monday through Saturday, but I can give thanks to God for what happened on Sunday and a couple of rows that we knocked down. And if we do that, before long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we can look back at our yard and say, man, we came a mighty long way. Man, this looks real nice. I actually like the way my yard looks now.
Yeah.
And I think for some of us in this work of reconciliation, I don't know. I don't want to use impugning language to others. I know that I get exhausted when I think about how much I got to cut.
Right.
I got to edge after doing all this cutting. I got to weed eat after doing all this cutting. The crabgrass is growing over here. The monkey grass is growing too much over the driveway. But the work's got to be done.
Yeah.
So row at a time, man. A row at a time. Look back on how nice it looks now, because I do intend to sit on the back porch with a glass of lemonade in my shorts with no socks and no shoes on. That's right. That's how I roll. And I plan to sit and look back across my beautiful yard and say, man, thank God he let me do that.
Yeah.
Thank God I got to do that. Because at the beginning, it ain't a get to. It's a have to.
Mm-hmm.
But after you get into it, it's a get to. And I think that's part of the work that we're doing as reconciliation, as bridge builders, as we set the table for the next generation.
Mm.
We ain't got all the dishes cleaned in the sink, but it ain't piled as high as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's hopeful and that's helpful.
Well,
and I think that's God honoring work.
Yeah. And I love what you said about, just to kind of wrap up as we wrap up, but failure is normative.
Yep.
And we have to just plant the seeds.
Yep.
That's what we're called to do. And we're trying to bring the kingdom to a divided world.
That's right.
And that's what we do in worship.
Yep.
That's what we do Monday through Saturday, though, too.
That's right. Because that's worship too.
Yeah.
It's worship, too.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Nick, I
Yeah.
really appreciate you being here. This has
Appreciate it,
been,
Nick.
I wish we could have like part 16, like keep going, but
I can't talk that much, but it's not helpful.
Oh no, we might have to come back a couple of episodes. We
Like a
missed some topics that we need to.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But
But
we've gotten rich stuff. So that's
Yeah,
good.
man. So thankful for Nick.
yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Good
Thanks
brother,
for letting me
good
come
brother.
hang. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
Thank y'all.
Our next episode is going to be raising the next generation of reconcilers. So we're talking about how to equip young leaders to continue the work of reconciliation. So we'll explore discipleship, mentorship, and practical steps churches can take to form reconcilers who will carry this work into the future.
Yeah, we'll dig into how intentional formation can address wounds, honor stories, and create belonging for the next generation, shaping leaders who understand unity not just as an idea, but as a calling.
Yeah. And really, we want to get practical with this, whether you're a pastor, mentor, parent, somebody in leadership connected to this next generation. We want to cultivate these environments that allow them to grow in courage, humility, and conviction. So just moving together in unity rather than moving away from it, So,
Yeah.
And don't forget to follow us on our social media, our Instagram. We have Facebook, Unity Builders. Yeah. And our YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Leave comments.
Yeah.
Leave comments. We would love to hear them and pass all that feedback back to Nick, who's so gracious to join.
Hey, man. Y'all, thanks for letting me come hang out, man. I so enjoy being in this space with y'all. This is awesome.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, man. Go in
right.
peace.
And y'all take care.
That's what we're here for. Having a good time.